Success demands a price, and there's no way around it. You either pay it now with discipline, sacrifice, and relentless effort, or you pay for it later with regret, disappointment, and a life you never wanted. That's the truth most people ignore. They wait, they delay, they hope for an easier way. But here's the harsh reality. There are no discounts on success. You either put in the work or you get left behind. Think about it. Every time you hit snooze, every time you push your goals aside, every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, you're making a decision, and that decision comes with a cost. Because while you're making excuses, someone else is making progress. While you're hesitating, someone else is taking action. And one day you'll see the difference. You'll either stand tall, proud of the work you've put in, or you'll wonder where all the time went, wishing you had done more. Discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. That's the choice you face every single day. The price of success is steep, but the cost of failure is unbearable. And the worst part? You don't even realize how expensive failure is until it's too late, until you've wasted years, until the doors of opportunity have closed, until you're stuck living a life far below your potential. But here's the good news. You still have a choice. Right now, you can decide to stop delaying, stop making excuses, and start doing what's necessary. Because success doesn't wait for anyone. It rewards those who are willing to step up, put in the effort, and pay the price in full. No shortcuts, no easy way out, just the raw truth that separates winners from wishers. So ask yourself, are you willing to pay the price now, or will you spend the rest of your life paying for what you didn't do? The choice is yours. Number one, the road to success is open to everyone, but the toll is hard work. Every person on this planet, no matter who they are or where they come from, has the same opportunity to succeed. There's no special path reserved for only a few. Success doesn't care where you were born, what your background is, or what challenges you've faced in your life. It's open to everyone. But there's a catch, a price that you must pay. And that price is hard work. Now, I know this might not sound like the kind of thing people want to hear. We all like to believe that success can be easy, that it might just fall into our laps. But the reality is much different. Success demands something from you. It demands effort, it demands time, it demands that you show up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when things get tough. If you're looking for a shortcut, a magic formula, or a way to skip the hard work, then success is probably not for you. Success doesn't care if you want it easy. It's only for those who are willing to put in the sweat and sacrifice to earn it. The road to success isn't a straight line. It's not a gentle stroll. It's hard. It's challenging, and it can be exhausting. But the reward is worth everything you put into it. Think about people you admire, people who have built something incredible in their lives. Maybe it's a successful entrepreneur, an athlete, an artist, or someone who's just made a huge impact in their field. Do you think they just woke up one day and everything fell into place? Absolutely not. They put in the work. They fought through the long hours. They dealt with rejection. They faced failure. They kept pushing when others quit. And that's what separates the ones who succeed from the ones who don't. It's easy to look at someone who's successful and assume they've had it easier than you. You see their shiny cars, their big houses, their achievements, and you think they must have had some kind of secret or shortcut. But what you don't see is the years of effort, the countless hours, the sacrifices they made to get there. What you don't see is the pain, the struggle, and the commitment it took to make that success a reality. The truth is, everyone has the same chance, but most people won't pay the toll to get there. They'll hesitate. They'll doubt themselves. They'll try for a little while, but when the going gets tough, they'll stop. And that's where the gap is. Those who succeed are the ones who refuse to stop when it gets hard. They're the ones who push through the obstacles, the fatigue, and the fear. They keep moving forward. You see, success is not for the faint-hearted. It's not for the people who expect things to come easy. It's not for those who want to take the shortcut and skip the difficult parts. Success is for the ones who are willing to put in the hours, the effort, the blood, sweat, and tears. It's for the people who understand that there is no free ride. The road is tough, the challenges are real, and the sacrifices are necessary. But that's exactly what makes success so powerful. If it were easy, everyone would have it. But it's not, and that's what makes it special. When you pay the price of hard work, when you put in everything you have, the sense of accomplishment you feel at the end is worth every single second. You'll look back at the journey and realize that the struggle, the challenges, the late nights and the tough times were all part of the process. It's important to understand that there are no shortcuts to success. Sure, you can try to find easier ways to get ahead, but the reality is that nothing of true value comes without effort. If you want to achieve something meaningful, you've got to put in the work. But here's the catch. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have all the answers right away. You don't have to get it right on the first try. What matters is that you keep going. What matters is that you keep showing up, putting in the effort, learning from your mistakes, and pushing through the tough times. Success doesn't reward perfection, it rewards persistence. You don't have to be the smartest person in the room. You don't have to have the best resources or the best connections. All you need is the willingness to work harder than everyone else. And that's what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's not about luck. It's not about being in the right place at the right time. It's about being willing to do whatever it takes. I'm sure you've heard the saying, success is a journey, not a destination. Well, that journey is tough. It's not glamorous. It's long, it's tiring, and it can feel like you're moving forward at a snail's pace. But when you look back and see how far you've come, when you look at the person you've become, you'll realize it was all worth it. Success doesn't come without its challenges, and it doesn't come without its cost. But when you pay that price, when you push yourself beyond what you thought was possible, you earn something that no one can take away from you. A sense of pride, a sense of accomplishment, and a life that's truly your own. So if you're serious about success, if you're serious about making something of your life, then understand this. The road is open to you. The path is there. It's waiting for you. But the toll is hard work. You've got to pay that price. And when you do, you'll realize it wasn't just worth it. It was everything. The road to success is open to everyone. But if you want to walk down that road, you've got to be ready to pay the price. And that price is hard work. There's no way around it, no shortcuts, no free passes. But if you're willing to pay that toll, you're going to find that success is worth every single step you take. Number 2, effort is the only currency that buys success. You can want success all day long, but unless you're willing to pay the price, it's going to remain out of reach. And that price, the one that unlocks the doors of opportunity and achievement, is effort. The simple fact is this: if you don't put in the work, success won't show up at your door. No matter how much you wish for it, dream about it, or talk about it. It's the effort you put in that determines the outcome. Nothing more, nothing less. So many people get caught up in the idea of success, and they're waiting for the right moment, the perfect opportunity, or the magic formula that will get them there without having to work too hard. But let me tell you this, it doesn't work that way. The road to success isn't paved with shortcuts or handed out on a silver platter. It's earned. And it's earned through effort. The kind of effort that you put in every single day, even when no one is watching, even when it feels like you're not getting anywhere. The effort is what makes all the difference. You see, effort is like the fuel that drives the engine of success. It doesn't matter how big or small your dreams are, or how impossible they might seem at first. If you're willing to put in the effort, if you're willing to keep going when it gets hard, that's when the magic starts to happen. That's when things begin to change. The person who's working day in and day out, no matter what, is the one who will eventually see the results. Because effort compounds. It builds momentum. Every action you take, every step you make, moves you one step closer to your goals. But it's not just about working hard. It's about working with purpose. It's about giving your best effort, even when the outcome isn't immediate. Most people give up too soon. They put in a little bit of work, see that they're not instantly successful, and then they quit. But what they don't realize is that success doesn't happen overnight. It's the steady, consistent effort that wins in the end. Success isn't a race, it's a marathon. And the only way to finish that marathon is by continuing to move forward, even when the path seems unclear, even when you face obstacles and setbacks. The effort you put in and day out, is what builds the life you want. It's not about having the perfect plan or the most resources. It's about being willing to outwork everyone else. Effort beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough. So the next time you feel like you're falling behind, remember, it's not about being the best right away. It's about being the best over time. It's about working hard every single day, showing up when you don't feel like it, and staying committed even when things are tough. And that's what people don't understand about success. They look at someone who has made it, someone who has achieved great things, and they think, wow, they're so lucky. But the truth is, those successful people put in hours, days, months, and years of effort before they ever saw any reward. They sacrificed sleep, comfort, time, and convenience to get to where they are. And that's the part that people don't see. They see the finished product, the success, the shiny exterior, but they don't see the years of hard work, sweat, and sacrifice that went into it. Effort is the great equalizer. It's the one thing that you control in this life. No one can take that away from you. No one can stop you from putting in the work. Sure, there will be challenges, obstacles, and setbacks along the way, but as long as you're willing to keep pushing forward, as long as you're willing to give everything you've got, success is inevitable. There is no failure if you keep going. It might take longer than you expect. It might get harder than you imagined. But if you don't stop, if you don't give up, you'll reach your destination. Now let's talk about the mindset here, because honestly, that's where it all starts. A lot of people think that effort means just doing more, doing anything to get ahead. But that's not what I'm talking about. The effort I'm talking about is intentional, focused, and aligned with your goals. It's not about just working hard. It's about working smart. You have to be willing to dig deep, push yourself, and stay focused on the end goal, even when distractions try to pull you away. The effort has to come from a place of passion, purpose, and determination. If you don't have that fire, that drive, it's easy to give up. But when you're truly committed to your dreams, when your effort is tied to something bigger than yourself, it's like you're unstoppable. Nothing can stand in your way. The obstacles won't seem so big, the setbacks won't feel like failures, and the tough days won't make you quit. You'll keep going. You'll keep putting in the effort, because you know that it's the only way to get where you want to be. When you start to look at effort as the key to success, your perspective on everything changes. You stop worrying about what others are doing or what others have. You stop comparing your journey to theirs, because you realize that your success is determined by your effort, not by the effort of anyone else. The only competition you have is the person you were yesterday, and the only thing that matters is how much effort you're willing to give today. If you're serious about success, you need to get serious about effort. You can't just wish for it. You can't just hope it'll happen. You have to put in the work, even when you don't see results right away. Every single moment of effort is a step forward. Every hour you put in, every skill you develop, every challenge you overcome, is building the life you want. And when the time comes, when you finally get to the place you've been working toward, you'll look back and realize that the journey wasn't just about achieving success. It was about what you became along the way. The person who works hard, who stays committed, who keeps moving forward, no matter what, that's the person who will succeed. The effort you put in will shape who you are, what you accomplish, and how you live your life. The bottom line is simple. Effort is the only currency that buys success. You can wish, you can hope, you can dream, but until you're willing to put in the work, you won't get anywhere. So if you're ready to change your life, if you're ready to see real results, then it's time to get to work. Effort is the price you pay. It's the cost of success. And when you start paying that price consistently, success is no longer a matter of if, but when. Number 3, the price of success never goes on sale. You pay in full or you miss out. When it comes to success, there are no discounts, No bargains, no easy routes. The cost is what it is. And it's up to you to decide if you're willing to pay the price. There's no pay later plan or a special offer for the most talented or the most fortunate. Success doesn't care about your background, where you come from, or what obstacles you've faced in life. It doesn't matter how many chances you get or how many people give you a break. Success demands payment, and it asks for that payment in full, no matter how much you want to argue, complain, or wait for a better time. The idea that success might somehow be on sale is one of the biggest misconceptions out there. People see others living the life they want, and they think they got lucky, or they had it easier. But the truth is, no one gets a discount. No one walks into success for free. The people you admire, the people who've made it, they paid the price and they paid it fully. They didn't get a special deal. They didn't get a shorter path. What they got was a determination to do what it took, and they stuck to it until they had earned it. And that's the key to understanding success. It's not about waiting for the right moment. It's not about hoping someone will hand you the keys. It's about looking at the cost and saying, I'm ready to pay that price. Success requires full commitment. You can't pick and choose which parts of the process you want to take on and expect to get the results. You can't say, I'll work hard for a few weeks, then relax, and think that success will follow you. That's not how it works. You pay for success with your time, your energy, your effort, and your resilience. Every day you show up, every time you push through a tough moment, every sacrifice you make, that's the payment. And just like any price you pay in life, you can't expect to get the goods unless you pay the full amount. No one ever gets to half pay their way into success. You don't get to skip the hard work. You don't get to avoid the grind. The people who've made it have done so because they gave everything they had. They didn't take shortcuts. They didn't wait for someone to hand them an easy way out. They understood that success costs, and they were willing to pay it in full. The truth is, the price of success can be a tough pill to swallow. It means putting in the hours when you'd rather be doing something else. It means dealing with rejection, failure, and setbacks. It means saying no to things that feel good in the short term, so you can build something that lasts in the long term, and the cost never goes down. It doesn't matter how old you are, how many resources you have, or what your dreams look like. The price of success is the same for everyone. There's no negotiating, no sale, and no discounts. You get what you pay for, and if you're not willing to pay the full price, you're not going to get the success you want. Now, some people hear that and think, that's unfair. Why does it have to be so hard? But the reality is, success doesn't owe anyone anything. Life doesn't owe you anything. If you want something, if you want to build the life of your dreams, then it's up to you to pay the price. And it's not always going to be easy. There are going to be days when you feel like you've had enough. There will be times when it seems like nothing is working, and you're getting nowhere. You'll face moments of doubt, fear, and frustration. But that's where the price comes in. Success is paid in full with those moments, when you keep going, even when you don't feel like it. Success is what you get when you've given everything. Your time, your effort, your focus, and you stay in the game, no matter how tough it gets. It's tempting to think that success should come easier. It's tempting to wish for shortcuts. But here's the hard truth. You won't truly appreciate success unless you've worked for it. You won't understand its value until you've paid the price. Because success isn't just about the end result. It's about everything you become on the journey. The challenges you face, the lessons you learn, the strength you develop. That's where the true value lies. Success is not just a destination, it's a transformation. It's about who you become when you step up, pay the price, and keep moving forward. It's about building the kind of character that can handle the weight of success. And that kind of character isn't built through shortcuts. It's built by showing up, by doing the work, and by paying the price in full. The mistake so many people make is thinking they can get away with doing less. They think they can take shortcuts, avoid the tough work, and still end up with the same rewards. But life doesn't work that way. If you're not paying the full price, you're not going to get the full reward. And there's no point in trying to trick yourself into thinking otherwise. The sooner you realize that the price of success is fixed, the sooner you'll stop wasting time looking for shortcuts. Instead, you'll focus on doing the work that's required to reach your goals. You'll understand that success is something that's earned, not handed to you, and the price you pay, every ounce of effort, every sacrifice, every lesson learned along the way, will make that success so much more worthwhile. It's easy to look at other people's success and think, why can't that be me? But the reality is, it can be. There's nothing special about the people you see who have made it, except that they were willing to pay the price. They didn't wait for things to magically fall into place. They didn't hope someone would give them a break. They knew what they wanted, and they paid the full price for it. And that's what it takes. So the next time you look at someone who's achieved something great, remember this: they didn't get there by luck or by chance. They got there because they were willing to pay the price in full. And if you want to get there too, if you want to live the life you've always dreamed of, then you have to be willing to do the same. No discounts, no shortcuts, just full payment. If you're ready to pay the price, success will be waiting for you. And when it comes, you'll know that every bit of effort, every moment of struggle, and every challenge you faced was worth it. Number 4, short-term sacrifices lead to long-term freedom. Success doesn't come easy. It's earned, often at a cost. If you're looking for the fast track, the shortcuts, or the magic key that unlocks it all, you're going to be disappointed. But here's the truth: the hard work, the effort, and the sacrifices you make now, they're not just steps toward success, they're steps toward freedom. The kind of freedom that gives you the ability to live life on your terms, to take control of your destiny, and to create a future you can be proud of. But to get there, you have to understand something fundamental: short-term sacrifices lead to long-term freedom. It sounds counterintuitive, right? We're all wired to look for the easy way out, the quick win, the instant gratification. We live in a world that tells us we can have everything right now, as long as we want it badly enough. But here's the catch: true freedom doesn't come without paying the price up front. The sacrifices you make today, the ones that might seem tough, inconvenient, or downright frustrating in the moment, are the very things that will pave the way for your future success. Think about it. The best things in life don't come easily. Whether it's building a successful business, achieving personal goals, or creating a lifestyle that aligns with your values, it's going to take effort. And that effort is often going to require sacrifices. You might have to give up certain comforts. You might have to work longer hours than you'd like. You might have to say no to social events, give up sleep, or put off things that feel good in the short term. But that's the price you pay for freedom. And here's the thing: those sacrifices don't last forever. They're just short-term commitments that give you the tools to unlock a future where you don't have to sacrifice anymore. The magic happens when you shift your mindset. Instead of thinking about what you're giving up in the moment, start thinking about what you're gaining in the long run. Every time you choose to invest your time, energy, and resources into something meaningful, you're building your future. Those late nights working on your business or learning a new skill, they're not wasted. They're an investment in your ability to control your life. The time you spend working on yourself, pushing past your comfort zone, and prioritizing your long-term goals, it's not time lost. It's time that will pay off in ways you can't yet see. Here's a secret that most people never realize until it's too late: the sacrifices you make today will be worth it, but only if you're willing to make them. You don't get to experience the kind of freedom you want without putting in the work. But here's the upside: once you've paid that price, the world opens up in ways you never imagined. The freedom that comes with making short-term sacrifices is not about having more free time or fewer responsibility. It's about having control. Control over how you spend your time, how you allocate your resources, and how you choose to live your life. And that kind of freedom is priceless. It's easy to get caught up in the here and now. It's easy to think that the sacrifices you're making are unfair, that you're giving up too much. But when you look back from a place of success, you'll realize that those sacrifices were what set you apart. They were the defining moments, the choices you made when it would have been easy to take the comfortable road instead. And in those moments, you chose to push yourself, to invest in your future, and to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term gain. The people who get ahead in life are the ones who understand this concept. They're the ones who are willing to put in the work today, even when it's hard, even when it feels like they're not getting anywhere, because they know that the hard work will pay off. And the more willing they are to make those sacrifices, the quicker they see the rewards. It's not always an instant process, but the rewards are inevitable for those who stay the course. Here's something to consider. The people who complain about not having the freedom they want are often the same people who aren't willing to make the sacrifices necessary to get there. They're the ones who want the results without the effort. But it doesn't work like that. You can't build the life you want without first putting in the effort to create it. And the effort is going to come with some sacrifices. Whether that means sacrificing your time, your comfort, your social life, or even your peace of mind for a little while. Now that doesn't mean you should sacrifice everything. The point isn't to burn yourself out or lose sight of your health and well-being in pursuit of success. What it means is that you have to be willing to give up the little things that don't move you forward. The late-night Netflix binges, the extra time scrolling through social media, the distractions that pull you away from what you really want. These are the things that hold you back from freedom, and they're the things you need to let go of if you want to move forward. When you learn to focus on what matters most, when you choose to make short-term sacrifices for long-term gain, you'll find that those sacrifices get easier over time. At first, it may feel uncomfortable. It may feel like you're missing out on fun, or like you're putting your life on hold. But as you start seeing the results, as you begin to reap the rewards of your hard work, you'll realize that the sacrifices were never as big a deal as they seemed in the moment. Freedom isn't about having no responsibilities. It's about having the choice to decide what you want to do with your life. It's about having the ability to choose your path, to design your future, and to live on your terms. And that freedom comes when you've paid the price in full, when you've made the sacrifices necessary to get there. So if you're in the midst of making sacrifices right now, don't lose heart. Don't get discouraged by the short-term discomfort. Keep pushing, keep working, because the freedom you're building for your future is worth every sacrifice you're making today. Every hour you put in, every sacrifice you make, every difficult choice you make now is an investment in the life you're going to have later. And when you get there, when you reach that point of true freedom, you'll look back and realize that those short-term sacrifices were the key to everything you've achieved. Number 5. If you think success is expensive, try living with failure. Success comes with a price. It demands effort, discipline, and sacrifice. And sometimes people hesitate because they think that price is too high. They look at the long hours, the struggle, the uncertainty, and they say, that's too much. I can't afford that. But here's the reality. If you think success is expensive, try living with failure. Failure has a cost too, and it's far greater than what success will ever demand. It doesn't just take your time, your money, or your opportunities. It takes your confidence, your dreams, and your sense of self-worth. It keeps you trapped in a cycle of regret, always looking back and wondering what could have been if only you had done more, tried harder, or taken that risk when you had the chance. Failure doesn't just show up one day and announce itself. It creeps in slowly, disguised as small, easy choices. It starts with skipping the hard work, putting things off for another day, choosing comfort over challenge. It's skipping that extra hour of work, staying in bed instead of pushing yourself, settling for good enough instead of striving for excellence. And before you know it, years have passed, and you're stuck in a place you never wanted to be. That's the real cost of failure. Not just lost opportunities, but lost time. And time is the one thing you can never get back. You can lose money and make it again. You can miss an opportunity and find another. But the years you waste settling for less, they're gone forever. Success is tough, but failure is brutal. You see, success demands that you pay up front. You work hard, you stay disciplined, you put in the effort, and eventually the rewards come. But failure works on credit. It lets you take it easy now, lets you skip the hard parts, lets you stay comfortable. But with every easy choice you make, the debt builds. And one day it comes knocking. One day you wake up and realize that you've built a life full of compromises. A life where you didn't take the risks, didn't do the work, didn't push yourself beyond what was easy. And the bill for that life, it's far more expensive than anything success would have cost you. There's no escaping the price of life. You either pay it now or you pay it later, but paying it later is always worse. It's like ignoring your health for years and then trying to fix everything when it's too late. It's like never learning new skills and then wondering why you're stuck in the same place, watching others move ahead. The cost of success is discipline. The cost of failure is regret. And discipline is always cheaper than regret. People look at successful individuals and think, they had it easy, they got lucky. But if you look closer, you'll see the sacrifices. You'll see the late nights, the missed social events, the countless failures they had to push through before they finally made it. Success looks expensive when you're standing at the starting line. But when you finally get there, when you've put in the work and see what you've built, you realize it was never about the cost. It was about the value. And the value of success, of having the life you want, of waking up with purpose, of knowing you pushed yourself and won, that's priceless. Failure, on the other hand, is the slowest, most painful price you'll ever pay. It steals your confidence bit by bit. It makes you doubt yourself, question your abilities, and settle for less. It makes you look at others who are winning and think, that could have been me, instead of knowing, that is me. And the worst part, failure doesn't hit you all at once. It happens gradually. It's years of playing it safe, years of choosing comfort over challenge, years of watching other people chase their dreams while you sit on the sidelines. And then one day you wake up and realize you ran out of time. The truth is, life is going to be hard either way. You can choose the difficulty of discipline, hard work, and sacrifice now, or you can choose the difficulty of regret, frustration, and missed opportunities later. The first difficulty is temporary. The second lasts forever. The struggle of success is something you can be proud of, but the pain of failure is something that will weigh on you for the rest of your life. People say, but what if I try and fail? That's the wrong question. The real question is, what if I never try at all? Because failure from effort is temporary. Failure from inaction is permanent. When you fail while trying, you learn, you grow, you get better. But when you fail by doing nothing, you stay exactly where you are, watching life pass you by. And that is a failure you don't recover from. So yes, success costs something. But failure costs everything. And if you're hesitating because success seems too expensive, ask yourself this. How much is your future worth? How much is your dream worth? How much is your potential worth? Because at the end of the day, you're going to pay a price. The only question is, will you pay it for success or for failure? There's no avoiding the work. There's no escaping the sacrifice. But one path leads to a life you can be proud of. A life of freedom, a life where you control your destiny. The other leads to a life of regret, of missed chances, of watching from the sidelines. Choose wisely, because success is expensive, but failure will cost you everything. Number 6, excuses are installments on a debt you'll have to repay with interest. There is one thing that keeps more people stuck, broke, and frustrated than anything else. It's not a lack of opportunities. It's not bad luck. It's not even failure. It's excuses. Every time you make an excuse, you are borrowing time. You are postponing what needs to be done. You are delaying your success. But here's what most people don't realize. Excuses come with interest. They don't just set you back for today. They stack up over time. And one day you wake up buried under the weight of everything you avoided, everything you ignored, everything you should have done but didn't. And by then the price is much higher. Excuses seem small in the moment. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. I don't have time right now. I'm too tired. It's not the right moment. And you feel like you've bought yourself a little relief, a little comfort. But that's not what happened. What actually happened is that you just took out a loan on your own future. You just added another payment to a debt that you will have to pay later. Only when that day comes, it won't just be a small price anymore. It will be compounded with all the wasted time, all the lost opportunities, all the progress you could have made but didn't. And the worst part, there's no way to escape it. Sooner or later, you will have to face the reality of where your choices have led you. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. Life will always make you pay up, and by the time that bill comes due, you'll wish you had just done the work when you had the chance. Because now, instead of just working hard, you have to work even harder to make up for the lost time. Instead of just pushing yourself, now you have to fight against the regret, the self-doubt, the frustration of knowing that you could have been further ahead if only you had stopped making excuses when it was still easy. Excuses don't feel dangerous in the moment. That's why they are so tempting. They feel like an escape. They feel like protection. But in reality, they are a trap. They slowly tighten around you until one day you wake up and realize that you have spent years running in circles, waiting for the right time that never came. And all along, the only thing standing between you and the life you wanted was the willingness to stop making excuses and start taking action. Nobody is going to save you from the consequences of your own excuses. Nobody is coming to erase the debt for you. The world doesn't care why you didn't do it. It only sees what you did and what you didn't do. If you spend years avoiding hard work, you don't get a free pass just because you had a good reason. The results don't lie. Either you put in the work or you didn't. Either you built something meaningful or you didn't. Either you paid the price up front or you're paying it now with interest. The biggest mistake people make is thinking that they can delay their dreams without consequences. They think that as long as they plan to do it later, it's still okay. But here's what they don't see. Later never comes. There will always be another reason, another excuse, another way to avoid what needs to be done. The only way to break free is to stop waiting, stop delaying, and start doing. Right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Because if you wait until you feel ready, you will be waiting forever. People who succeed are not people who have more time, more energy, or more opportunities. They are people who refuse to let excuses control their lives. They are the ones who wake up and do what needs to be done, whether they feel like it or not. They are the ones who understand that success is not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about taking action every single day, no matter what. And they are the ones who years later look back with pride instead of regret. If you're still making excuses, ask yourself this: how much has it already cost you? How much time have you lost? How many chances have you missed? How much further could you be if you had just started earlier, worked harder, and stayed consistent? Because whatever that cost is now, I promise you, it only gets worse the longer you wait. Excuses are easy, but they are not free. They are the most expensive thing you will ever allow in your life. They take your potential, your progress, your success, and they trade it all for temporary comfort. And when it's all said and done, comfort will not give you the life you want. Hard work will, sacrifice will, discipline will. That is the only way forward. So stop borrowing time you don't have. Stop taking out loans on your future. Stop telling yourself later when what you really mean is never. Because the truth is, later is an illusion. Later is a lie. There is only now, and the people who understand that, who take action now, who refuse to let excuses control their destiny. They are the ones who win. They are the ones who succeed. And they are the ones who at the end of their lives can say with certainty, I gave it everything. I have no regrets. Make sure you are one of them, because the alternative, that's a debt you do not want to pay. Number 7, the world only respects those who paid the price. Respect is not given freely. It is earned. And the world has a way of making sure that only those who have paid the price get to stand at the top. If you want success, if you want recognition, if you want to be valued, there's no shortcut. There's no back door. You must earn it. And the price is never cheap. The world doesn't care about what you say you're going to do. It doesn't care about your dreams, your plans, or your intentions. It only cares about results. It only respects those who have done the work, those who have sacrificed, those who have pushed through the struggle and came out stronger on the other side. People admire success, but they only truly respect those who have suffered for it. Why? Because they know deep down that nothing great comes easy. They know that behind every strong person is a story of battles fought in silence. They know that true winners are not those who got lucky, but those who refused to quit when everything was against them. That's why you'll never see someone who's truly successful make excuses. They don't waste time blaming others. They don't complain about how hard it is, because they understand that success is a choice. A choice to pay the price, to do the work, to keep moving forward when others would rather turn back. And here's the reality. Most people don't want to accept. The world is not going to respect you for your potential. It's not going to respect you for what you could do, what you might do, or what you plan to do someday. The world only respects proof. It only respects those who show up day after day, put in the effort, and produce real results. That's why the people who talk the most often achieve the least. Because talking doesn't pay the price. Complaining doesn't pay the price. Wishing doesn't pay the price. The only thing that pays the price is action. Consistent, relentless action. The kind that separates those who just dream from those who actually build. Look around at the people who are respected. The ones who are listened to. The ones whose words carry weight. They are not the ones who took the easy road. They are not the ones who looked for handouts, for shortcuts, for someone else to do it for them. They are the ones who made the sacrifices, who stayed up late, who woke up early, who pushed through failure after failure until they finally made it. And once they made it, the world had no choice but to respect them. Because success is undeniable. Hard work is undeniable. When you pay the price, the results speak for themselves. Now think about the other side. Think about the people who never paid the price. The ones who always looked for an excuse. The ones who wanted respect but didn't want to earn it. Do people admire them? Do people listen to them? No, because deep down, everyone knows who did the work and who didn't. You cannot fake success. You cannot fake discipline. You cannot fake the price that must be paid. And if you try, the world will see right through you. That's why nobody respects someone who takes shortcuts. That's why nobody looks up to someone who complains about how unfair life is. Because respect is built on effort. And if you haven't put in the effort, you have nothing to stand on. This is why people respect athletes who train for years before winning a championship. This is why people respect business owners who work tirelessly to build something from nothing. This is why people respect those who rise from failure, who refuse to stay down, who keep fighting even when the odds are against them. Because they paid the price. They gave everything when it was easier to give up. And now the world has no choice but to respect them. So ask yourself, have you paid the price? Have you done the work? Have you sacrificed for what you want? Or are you still waiting for an easier way? Because there is no easier way. The people you admire, the ones you look up to, they didn't wait, they didn't hope, they worked. And now they stand at the top while everyone else wonders how they did it. There's a saying, you get what you pay for. And when it comes to success, when it comes to respect, when it comes to the life you want, that saying is more true than ever. If you pay with laziness, you get failure. If you pay with excuses, you get regret. But if you pay with effort, if you pay with discipline, if you pay with sacrifice, you get results, you get success, you get the respect that only comes to those who have earned it. But here's the thing about paying the price. It's not a one-time payment. It's not something you do once, and then you're done. No, success requires continuous payment. You must keep showing up, keep working, keep pushing. Because the moment you stop, the moment you think you've done enough, that's when you start losing. That's when you slip back into average, into mediocrity, into being just another person who almost made it. And I don't want that for you. I don't want you to look back 5, 10, 20 years from now and realize that you never truly gave it your all. I don't want you to wake up one day and see someone else living the life you wanted, someone else getting the respect you craved, simply because they were willing to pay the price and you weren't. So if you want success, if you want respect, there is only one thing to do: pay the price, put in the work, earn it. Because in the end, the world only respects those who do. Number 8. Every day you waste is a step backward. Time is the most valuable asset you have, and every day you waste is not just a lost opportunity, it's a step backward. While you're waiting for the right moment, while you're hesitating, while you're making excuses, the world is moving forward. Other people are putting in the work. Other people are getting ahead, and the longer you wait, the further behind you fall. Success doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't pause because you're not ready. It doesn't care if you're tired, unmotivated, or unsure. Either you take control of your time, or your time controls you. Every morning, you wake up with a decision. Will today be a step forward? Or will it be another day wasted? Will you take action? Or will you stay in the same place, watching others pass you by? Because life is always moving, whether you do or not. And if you choose to stand still, if you let procrastination take over, if you let distractions steal your time, you are not just staying in the same place, you are falling behind. The problem is, wasting time doesn't feel like a big deal in the moment. Skipping a workout, putting off that project, delaying that goal, it all seems harmless. But wasted days turn into wasted weeks. Wasted weeks turn into wasted months. And before you know it, years have passed, and you're still in the same place, wondering where all your time went. The saddest part, you can never get it back. You can lose money and make it again. You can lose opportunities and find new ones. But the time you waste is gone forever. Think about it. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow? How many times have you made excuses for why you can't start today? The truth is, tomorrow never comes for those who keep waiting. And one day you'll wake up and realize that all those tomorrows have run out. That's why successful people don't waste time. They understand that every single day matters. They know that the small steps they take today will compound into something greater over time. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait for the perfect conditions. They act, regardless of how they feel, because they know that time is slipping away, whether they use it wisely or not. There is no such thing as standing still in life. You're either growing or you're falling behind. You're either making progress or you're losing ground. And the scary part, most people don't even realize when they're falling behind. It happens so gradually that they don't notice until it's too late. One wasted day turns into two. Two turns into 10. Then a month. Then a year. And before they know it, they're stuck in the same cycle, regretting the time they let slip away. And here's the worst part. Life will not wait for you to figure it out. The world is moving. Your competition is moving. Those who are serious about their goals are working while you're procrastinating. And when the results start to show, when they achieve what you once dreamed of, you'll be left wondering why it wasn't you. But deep down, you'll know the answer. They didn't waste their time. They didn't let distractions steal their future. They didn't sit around waiting for the perfect moment. They took action. The good news is, you have the power to change this. Right now, it doesn't matter how much time you've wasted in the past. What matters is what you do from this moment forward. You can decide today that you will no longer waste your days. You can decide that from now on, every day will be a step forward, not a step backward. It won't be easy. The temptation to procrastinate will always be there. The distractions will always be waiting. But if you want success, real success, you must be stronger than the excuses. The difference between those who make it and those who don't is simple. It's not talent. It's not luck. It's not intelligence. It's the ability to use time wisely. It's the ability to make each day count. It's the understanding that success is built one day at a time, through consistent action, through discipline, through the refusal to waste what little time we have on this earth. Think about the life you want, the goals you have, the dreams you chase. They are not as far away as you think, but they require action, not tomorrow, not next week, today, right now. Because every day you waste is another step backward, and every step backward makes it harder to move forward. So stop waiting. Stop making excuses. Take control of your time before it's too late. Because if you don't, you will one day look back with regret, wishing you had started sooner, wishing you had used your time better. And by then it might be too late. But today, right now, you still have a choice. Make today count. Make every day count. Because success does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who act. Number 9. The comfort you enjoy today becomes the struggle you face tomorrow. There's something dangerous about comfort. It feels good. It feels safe. It makes you think everything is okay, that you don't have to push, that you can relax. And at first it seems harmless. A little more rest, a little less effort, a few small excuses. It doesn't seem like a big deal. But here's what most people don't realize. Comfort has a hidden cost. And if you're not careful, you'll wake up one day and realize that the comfort you enjoyed today has become the struggle you can't escape tomorrow. It's easy to sit back when things are good. It's easy to tell yourself you deserve a break, and maybe you do. But the problem is, most people don't stop at a break. They get used to it. They get addicted to it. And without even noticing, they lose their drive. They stop working as hard. They stop challenging themselves. They stop growing. And that's the beginning of the decline. The moment you stop pushing forward, you start falling backward. Life does not allow you to stay in one place. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. You're either preparing for a strong future or you're setting yourself up for struggle. Look around. The world rewards those who push beyond comfort. The people who succeed, the people who build great lives, they didn't get there by choosing the easy path. They worked when others rested. They sacrificed when others took it easy. They made decisions that were hard in the moment, but led to something better in the future. Because that's how success works. The price is paid up front. The effort comes before the reward. You don't get to relax before the work is done. You don't get to enjoy the benefits without earning them. But the problem is, too many people want it the other way around. They want to enjoy first, and then work later. They want to take it easy now and figure things out in the future. And that's why they struggle. That's why they wake up one day feeling stuck, feeling lost, feeling like life is unfair. But life isn't unfair. Life is just showing them the consequences of their choices. Comfort is seductive. It tells you that you have time. It tells you that you can do it later. It whispers in your ear that everything will be fine. But comfort is a liar. Because while you're enjoying it, while you're taking it easy, while you're waiting, life is moving. The world is moving. Other people are working. Other people are improving. And when the time comes when life demands something from you, when you need to be strong, when you need to be prepared, you won't be. And that's when the struggle begins. That's when you realize that all the comfort you chose before has now turned into pain. It's a dangerous cycle. People take it easy when they should be working. They avoid challenges when they should be pushing. And then one day they find themselves in a situation where they have no choice but to struggle. Because now life is not asking anymore. It's demanding. And they're not ready. They're not strong enough. They don't have the skills, the discipline, the mindset. They let themselves become weak. And now they're paying the price. But it doesn't have to be that way. You can break the cycle. You can make a different choice. You can choose to embrace the discomfort now so that you don't have to face the struggle later. You can choose to put in the effort today so that your future is strong. You can choose growth over ease, progress over laziness, discipline over pleasure. Because that's the only way to truly win. That's the only way to build a life where you don't have to struggle later. Think about it. Every great thing you want in life is on the other side of discomfort. The body you want, it requires workouts when you don't feel like it. The career you want, it requires hours of effort when others are sleeping. The financial freedom you want, it requires sacrifices, smart decisions, and discipline. None of it comes from staying comfortable. None of it comes from avoiding effort. Everything great comes from stepping outside of what feels easy and pushing yourself to do what's necessary. It won't be easy. There will be days when you want to stop. There will be moments when you question why you're even doing it. And that's where most people quit. That's where most people choose to go back to comfort. But if you can push through, if you can train yourself to keep going when it's hard, if you can choose to embrace the challenge instead of avoiding it, you will build a life where you don't have to struggle later. You will build strength. You will build resilience. And most importantly, you will build a future where you are in control. Because here's the truth. Struggle is unavoidable. You will either struggle now by pushing yourself, or you will struggle later by dealing with the consequences of not preparing. There is no way around it. Life does not allow you to escape it. The only choice you have is when you will face it. And the smart choice, the choice successful people make, is to struggle now so that they don't have to suffer later. So if you find yourself choosing comfort too often, if you find yourself avoiding effort, if you find yourself making excuses, remind yourself of this: comfort feels good now, but it will cost you later. And the price will always be higher than you expected. Choose discomfort now. Choose effort now. Choose discipline now. Because the reward is not just success. The reward is freedom. And that is something worth fighting for. Number 10. If you want more from life, you must give more to life. Life doesn't hand out rewards for free. It doesn't give you success just because you wish for it. It doesn't give you a better life just because you hope for it. If you want more from life, you have to give more to life. You have to be willing to put in the effort, the sacrifice, the time, and the discipline. And most people don't like to hear that. They want an easier way. They want shortcuts. They want success without struggle, rewards without work, and results without commitment. But that's not how life works. Life is always keeping score. It sees how much you give, and it pays you back accordingly. Think about it. The people who achieve great things, the ones who build incredible lives, the ones who make an impact, they don't just sit back and wait for life to be kind to them. They go out and take action. They work harder than most. They push beyond their limits. They do what others refuse to do. And because of that, life rewards them in ways most people will never experience. But it's not magic. It's not luck. It's the law of effort. The more you give, the more you get. The more energy you put into your goals, the more life opens up opportunities. The more value you bring, the more life gives back to you. It's a simple rule, but most people don't follow it. Instead, they complain. They blame circumstances. They say life is unfair. But the truth is, life is fair in one very specific way. It gives to those who give. Look at anyone who has achieved real success. A world-class athlete, a millionaire entrepreneur, a master of their craft. None of them got there by accident. None of them stumbled into greatness. They gave more. They gave their time. They gave their energy. They gave up distractions. They gave up excuses. And in return, life gave them more opportunities, more success, more rewards. That's how it works. And it's the same for you. If you're not where you want to be, it's not because life is against you. It's not because you're unlucky. It's because you haven't given enough yet. You haven't pushed hard enough. You haven't sacrificed enough. And that's not an insult. That's an opportunity. Because if you want more, you can have more. You just have to be willing to pay the price. Most people don't like to hear that. They want results, but they don't want to change. They want success, but they don't want the sacrifice that comes with it. They say they want a better life, but their actions say something else. They spend hours watching entertainment, scrolling on social media, wasting time on things that don't move them forward. And then they wonder why life isn't rewarding them. But life doesn't give out rewards for nothing. It only responds to effort. If you're not putting in the work, you're not going to get the results. And here's the truth. Most people don't want to face. If your life isn't where you want it to be, it's because you haven't given enough. If your finances aren't where you want them to be, it's because you haven't given enough effort to improve them. If your health isn't where you want it to be, it's because you haven't given enough discipline to fix it. If your goals aren't being achieved, it's because you haven't given enough consistency to reach them. That's the reality. Life gives you back exactly what you put in. But the good news is, you can change that. You don't have to stay where you are. You don't have to settle for an average life. You can start giving more effort, more focus, more commitment. And when you do, life will respond. Doors will open. Opportunities will appear. Success will start to show up. Not because you got lucky, but because you earned it. That's the only real way to get more out of life. Not by wishing, not by hoping, not by waiting, but by giving more. So if you're tired of feeling stuck, if you're tired of watching other people succeed while you stay in the same place, ask yourself, what have you really given? Have you given your best effort? Have you given up your bad habits? Have you given enough time to develop your skills? Or have you been holding back, making excuses, looking for an easier way? Because if you're not giving more, you can't expect more. If you're not pushing harder, life won't reward you with better results. It's that simple. You have to make a decision. Do you want to stay comfortable and settle for an average life? Or do you want to give more and build a life that most people only dream of? Because you can have it. You can have the success, the freedom, the rewards. But you must be willing to put in what it takes. You must be willing to give up the distractions, the laziness, the excuses. You must be willing to push yourself beyond what's easy, beyond what's comfortable. And when you do, life will give back to you in ways you never imagined. So stop waiting for life to hand you something it has never promised. Stop looking for shortcuts. Stop wishing for more while giving less. If you want more from life, give more to life. Give more effort. Give more discipline. Give more consistency. And watch how everything starts to change. Because life is always watching, and it always pays back those who are willing to give. At the end of the day, it all comes down to one simple truth. You either pay the price now, or you pay for it later. There's no escaping it. Success is never handed out for free. No one is going to come and do the work for you. No one is going to push you every morning, force you to take action, or demand that you become better. That's your job. And if you don't do it, you'll wake up years from now wondering why your life didn't turn out the way you wanted. Regret is a heavy burden. It stays with you. It follows you wherever you go. It's the voice in your head that says, I should have tried harder. I should have started sooner. I should have done more. And by the time you realize it, it's too late to go back. That's why you can't afford to wait. Not another day, not another year. The time is now. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect, but you do need to start. Take the first step, then the next, then the next. Keep going, keep working, keep paying the price. Because one day you'll look back and realize it was all worth it. The late nights, the early mornings, the sacrifices, the struggles, they'll all make sense. Because you'll have the life you worked for, not the life you settled for. Success is possible for you, but only if you're willing to do what most people won't. The choice is yours. Will you pay the price now, or spend the rest of your life paying for what you didn't do?